Yeah. All right, so I picked up a little toy for myself. I got one of these Dewalt cordless grease guns, 20 volt, and I went ahead and swapped out the head that comes on it with the lock and lube. I like these lock and lubes. I have them on my manual grease guns as well. I didn't want to take it off in case I ever need to use the manual one for something. Sometimes the length of this thing prevents you from being able to get into certain areas that are kind of tight. But for most of the stuff that I have to grease all the time, like the tractor and the skid steer, the lock and lube fits on everything. But I always hold on to these just in case. But anyway, so this is my first attempt at this. I've been wanting one of these because, you know, when you have a tractor and a skid steer and things that you're having to grease all the time, this thing really makes it quick. So this is going to be my initial service on it. It says that this thing is good for up to 10,000 psi, which is good because I have started to have some problems with one of the grease fittings on my skid steer where it's getting blocked. And for the last 2 times that I've attempted to grease it, I haven't been able to push it through with the manual grease gun that I have. So I'm going to be interested to see if this will be able to push it through. If not, then I'll just have to replace the fitting. But and then the other aspect of it is this just really makes it easy. But this is the 20 volt. This is the 4 amp hour battery. I got a 20 volt Dewalt grinder the other day, and it has the 6 amp hour battery. But so we'll see. But anyway, it's nice to have another 20 volt battery because those 20 volt batteries, they're not cheap. Okay, so anyway, initial service on this is that I read up on the manual. Let's see if I read everything correctly. So just like a standard grease gun, I'm going to pull the plunger out and lock it into place. I am going to unscrew the canister. Okay, as advertised, I have my trusty grease. I'm going to pull the end cap off. So reading this, it looked like just any other way that you would charge a grease gun. And then I'm going to pull the cap off. So far, it's standard operating procedure. I am going to slide it on in. Release the plunger, push it in, good to go. All right, now, this could go one of two ways. Go ahead and activate it and see if I get grease to come out. If not, then I've got a bleed port up here on the top. I'm gonna go ahead and bleed it first. And that's a good sign. I'm getting a little grease out of it right there. And with some of my new grease is coming out of that, so that's good. So it might just be that easy. So there's some of the initial grease that they put in at factories, the clear stuff, and then the darker stuff is what I just put in. So I might have been able to purge it of air just that quick. Let's go ahead and operate it and see if we get some grease to come out of it. That's a good sign. All right, cool. Let's use this thing. Okay, so obviously, you know, on a skid steer, there's multiple grease points on this thing. They're all over the place. Every pivot point where there's a cylinder or a pivot point, or there's, you know, a race or a bearing or you know, anything like that. They're all over the place. But one in particular is back here in the back. This is the bottom of the lift cylinder, and that grease fitting is right up in that hole. It's not that far in there. I'm touching it right there. But that's the one that has been clogged for the last couple times that I've attempted to grease this. So what I'm curious to see is 10,000 psi of pressure is what Dewalt is advertising this cordless grease gun to be able to produce. So I'm just curious if I'm going to be able to push through that clog that I have in there. All right, so I got the lock and lube on there, and let's see what happens. It's going somewhere. I don't know where, but it's going. Oh, I think I see it in here. Never mind. It took it. All right, there it is. I probably wasted a lot on the inside. I was expecting to see some come out right here. I normally do, but I didn't. So, but anyway, it is taking it, and it's coming out on the inside in there. So I probably just lubricated that a lot more than I needed to, but the fact is that it pushed through it. So that's awesome. I'm glad. It's not that hard to get in there and replace that, but I was just curious to see if this thing would push through there. And it did. All right, so far so good. right, nice. I think that's everything. That makes that really fast. I like it. Money well spent. All right, so we got the idea. The Dewalt cordless grease gun, 20 volt. It even has a little LED light on the front of it to help you with your aim. So if you're looking at something, trying to find the grease fitting, then you have that thing to help you out. And I managed to acquire another 20 volt battery for some of the other cordless stuff that I have as well. So that's good. And this particular package also comes with the charger. So let's go back over and take a look at what we got. So there's the unit. I bought the lock and lube separate. And then the whole system, set it right there, comes with the carry case. It comes with a strap, so if you just got a lot of greasing that you have to do and you think that you need a shoulder harness, then you've got one. And it comes with the charger and a nice case. All right, I got that on Amazon for about $199. And like I said, the lock and lube was separate. All right.